Hey everybody, I just thought I would pop on while I'm editing and uploading a video. Hi Natalie. Yeah, I am uploading tomorrow's video. Ow! That hurt. Editing tomorrow's video and I'm uploading tomorrow's video. And then I'm editing my video with Joey from Monat. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So I just thought, if you guys wanted to come check, hey Katie, if you guys just wanted to come chat, hang out, tell me how life is. Yeah, I just haven't gone live on YouTube in a really long time. So I figured we could do an Ask Me Anything if you wanted. We can just chat, talk about life and the pursuit of happiness. It's Father's Day. Did everybody have a good Father's Day? We had a pretty chill Father's Day because I had to take my son to, what am I trying to do right now? Maybe I can't talk. I can't think. So my son had his first callback. His really first, like his genuine first call back. How was yours on Father's Day? I mean, it was fine. Father's Day always sneaks up on me. I don't know why it is. I will fully admit that I'm not the best at like birthdays. I can nail a birthday. I got birthdays down pat, but Father's Day, man, I don't know. I don't know what my deal is with Father's Day. I suck at Father's Day. Let's call it what it is. How was the wrap up to your school year, or because you teach online, do you work year round? No, I do not work year round. Oh my God, I would die. I would absolutely die if I worked year round. The wrap up was really interesting this year because I have over 1,000 students whose grades I'm responsible for. So it was the first year that I was like finalizing grades, and I was definitely in over my head at one point because I don't know, just a lot of things. You're just like, I should have done that and I didn't. And it wouldn't have been as big of a deal if I was teaching live or I had way less students. You know, just things like I have a laundry list of things to fix for next year. But otherwise, everything was fine. Like the school year wrapped up fine. It just was a lot. It got a little overwhelming at points. So that video is editing, or it's rendering. So let me make my screen bigger here so I can actually focus on you guys. Yeah, so that was the end of the school year. So yeah, no, I don't work year round. I would die. How was your first year teaching online? Well, since I teach virtually, it was great. It's really hard. Like, okay, so today so my son's doing a musical theater camp, and I offered to help in exchange for because my son wants to do 1,000 things. I can't pay for all the things. So for this particular camp, it's 1 week. And I was like, okay, I can do 1 week. So I know the people that are running it. So I was like, can I just volunteer to help teach music, just be another adult in exchange? And they're like, yes, please. And I knew this would end up happening, but I ended up teaching a lot of music today, which was fine. I love to teach music, but I haven't taught live for 3 straight hours in almost 2 years. And I'm exhausted. I am so tired. And the kids were like, your makeup looks so cool. But you can see that I rubbed this eye because the purple and blue is gone from here. Cause I was like, but the kids were like, oh, do you always do your makeup like this? And I was like, honestly, yes, because I'm usually on camera a lot. I said, and today I was like, I'm going to actually see real live people. I should probably do my makeup and look good. Yeah, I think, well, the camp, they're really good, performing arts school, But the camp is 1 week and it's two really great. So it's a mother-daughter team, or not mother-daughter, mother-son team. The son, they both have masters in vocal performance, or I forget specifically, but they both teach private voice lessons from there. And they're great. Like they're wonderful. But two people running a whole camp can get overwhelming. And I think that they, so somebody volunteering to help. I have like this dry patch here, and I don't know where it came from. Sorry. Squirrel. But yeah, so I was happy because when I was touring, thanks, Katie. When I was touring, that's what I did. When I toured the country, I did a show. I would do a 1-week show every week in a different town. And that was an exhausting experience, but I loved it. Okay, so for the 8 of you that are here, can somebody give me like some honest to God feedback on my hair? I don't know how I feel. Okay, so like I like, be truthful. I can take it. I love the color that it is now. Like it's faded to this really pretty teal. But the parts of it that are blue are like just this one layer underneath here. And I don't know if I like where it's played. I think I do. I think now that it's faded, it's not as harsh. Like when it was first blue, it was like up to here and it was like really sharp. Now it's just kind of, over here. Now it's not so much like, I don't know. Do you like it? Yeah? Okay. Well, Natalie likes it, so then nothing else matters. Just got here. Nice background music, bro. Thanks, Michelle. Michelle, do you want to hop on? I sent you the link. I'd love to have somebody to chat with, and we can just entertain the masses. And by masses, I mean all 9 of you. Beautiful people. I was editing this, my Posh part 1 video, and I'm speaking so softly in it, and at times I'm like, that's not how that works. I was like, I really thought I was diving into some ASMR there, and no. Is this video done rendering? Thanks. Well, and it was like really blue. I just don't know if I like the placement. Like, I want to be clear. I like the color on me, and I like the color it's faded to. I just don't know. Like, should I do more? Should I do less? I don't know. What's really funny is like, when you get something done to your hair, you kind of want people to be like, oh my God, you did your hair. Like you want that. And there's not a lot of people. I'd love to if Otto would go to sleep. Try again in 20 minutes. I'm so in. We'll see, because Margot is not going down for Jake. I can hear him being like, go to sleep. There's always like that point when Jake's putting Margot to bed where the two of them, like, I think she's like at the edge of her crib and she's like, no. And so they're both just like, go to sleep. Not more. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe just a little more, like maybe a little more here, so that when it is down, it's not just quite so peekaboo, but there's like a little more. I don't know. But who cares? Because it's just hair. But I never used to like having my hair half up, half down until I got this blue. Because then it was like, oh, look, there's something to show. I'm just waiting for this video to render. So part 1 of, I didn't think that the Perfectly Posh coverage was going to be in 2 parts, and it has to be, because so just to the top of your ears, a little less. Okay, wait, so you mean like, I don't know what you mean, just to the top of your ears. Oh, when it's down, see, the comments are always behind. See, that's what I mean. So when it's down, it's like a peekaboo. Okay, I'm gonna try and like, right? So like, if it's placed just so, you can't really even see it. Like just a little bit. So it's kind of like that peekaboo situation going on. But I feel like I want a little bit more underneath it. I don't know. Doesn't even matter. Because it's just hair. The only problem is then like when I pull it up, It's like this weird stripe. You guys didn't come on this live to have me figure out what to do with my hair. I know you didn't. I don't even know why I went live. I just, all I know is my mom. Let me reenact me calling my mom with the blue hair, okay? Hey, Mom. Now I'm my mom. Hi. Do you like it? It's blue. And then she was like, I'm on the other line. And I was like, oh, okay, call me back. And then she calls me back and she's like, why'd you do that? And I was like, because I'm an adult and I can. Like when you pull it, it looks like too much, but then when you put it down, it looks great. Yeah, see, I don't know. Like sometimes I like this look. So I go back and forth because when it was, okay, so when it first, oh, Katie, it has been a long time. I haven't gone live in a long time. Yeah, it is just hair. So like, it's whatever. But I feel like when it is like this, when it was first done, it was really dark. So I was just like, no. But now that it's fading and so it's not so harsh, I can chill. I can hang. I'm getting jiggy with it. No, I shouldn't. I'm not cool. I like to try to be cool. I'm not cool. I told the students that I also realized working with kids, some of my jokes are not landing the way that I thought they would. Like I used to have, oh, thanks, Amber. There were jokes that I thought were going to be so funny that like, we're going to land with these kids. And the kids were like, which made me realize I don't think that I know pop culture the way that I thought I did. Although anytime I said, yes, slay, the kids ate it up. There's like one girl there that says slay all the time. So she just ate it up. And I did have blue lipstick on, but I ate a lot, so it came off, so I wiped it off. Just if anyone was wondering why I don't have blue lipstick on. I do wear it like every day now. It's like become a part of my identity. Depends on the color if you want to be extra. Oh, maybe that's a good idea. And here's the other thing about the color. Like I spent over $200 on my hair this time. $200. I can't like, and it was because I got the bleach, the toner, the Olaplex treatment, the haircut, the eyebrow wax, and then the color. Like it's a lot. Amber, I don't work with high school kids anymore. I am certified K through 12, but I work with elementary kids. Right now I teach K through 4 and I teach entirely asynchronously. So like, I just make a ton of videos and now all the videos are done. It's really driving me nuts that like, there's purple here and this purple's gone. But yes, I just make like a ton of videos, but now that all the videos are done for like all of the content, next year is going to be a lot of like me going in and like changing things and editing and adjusting and, stuff that didn't work, stuff that my boss was like, okay, we really liked this, but you should go fix this. And I'm like, oh, cool. All right. Now that I finally got what I wanted to do, I can upload tomorrow's video so I can chat with you guys while I upload. Okay. So tomorrow's video is about Perfectly Posh. If you have questions about that, yeah, blonde is so expensive. It really is. So if you have questions about Perfectly Posh, I would be happy to answer them now before the actual video drops tomorrow. The fall of Perfectly Posh. So dramatic. I don't really have a good description for this one, but whatever. Yeah, blonde is super expensive. It is reasonable. I mean, it was like $235. Yeah, it's totally like what I spent is normal. Nothing is like exorbitant where I live, but yeah, Kate That age group is interesting. Yeah, K through 4 is interesting, especially when you have over 1,000 students who are all across the state. It's definitely really, I have a variety of students, and some students are like, "Do you remember me?" And I feel so bad because I'm like, no. It is average, I think, but as your hair gets longer, it gets more expensive. Yeah, that's the truth. So my hair used to be, oh my God, I was just looking at pictures of me. I should find some of the old pictures of me and then show you guys how skinny I used to be, because I was such a skinny mini. I was so skinny. Did I download that? There it is. I was so skinny. I didn't even know that I was skinny. I didn't think I was skinny. I thought I was that. I have a 5-year-old, and with what he says and does to me, I can only imagine how he acts at school. Okay, so funny. My son is in this camp, right? Like I volunteered so that I could get him in for free. But like I made it clear to my son, and I even made it clear to the kids, like I have no say in casting. I'm not in these auditions. I'm not watching you all audition. I'm not going out with them afterwards to cast the show. So I'm not trying to like put my weight around that, like, 200. Okay, Claire. So Claire, don't call me out. I made the choice. I literally was like, standing desk or my hair. But I think that like some of you might know that I was at a point in my life where I needed something to boost me up. I really needed something because I figured like I can save again to get the desk. I tried to check in with his teacher right now. Oh, right. So my kid. So he's in this camp and like I'm seeing what he's like as a student. And again, it's like musical theater, which he loves to sing and perform. Like that's his thing. So he's all about it. But he's such a sweet boy. He's really so kind. Let's put on a perfectly cringe as the suggestion. Okay, there we go. Well, so yeah, it's really interesting to see your child like in that environment, to be the teacher and have your child be your student. It's definitely really interesting. Okay, what was the time frame? I need to enter this video. 1932. What was the video I got to put in? Oh shoot, I got to put in a video in the cards, and now I forget what video it is. Oh my God, what video? Okay, well, here's what we'll do. You guys will get to hear a little snippet. What? Oh my God, what video am I even talking about? Innovative nutrition is going to give me by innovative nutrition. And you might be saying, Mallory, what is innovative nutrition? Let me do that. Innovative nutrition. You remember when I did the interview, if you watched that interview, and if you haven't? Oh, Katrina. Okay, Katrina's interview. I got to put Katrina's interview. I was like, what did I even? Number 1 is the shakedown, sit down, number 1. Yes, okay. I'm a mess. Guys, you're seeing me like in real time. Story about student loans made me cry. Oh, Katie, hold on. Let me finish reading your comment once I finish this thought. Because I have another thought about your comment here too. Your story about student loans made me cry. I'm in Canada and school is expensive here too, but the USA is a whole different ballgame. Okay, Katie, I'm like releasing your picture like up close. You look so happy in your picture. I hope you were genuinely that happy in life. Sometimes we put up pictures of us that don't necessarily represent how we feel on the inside, right? But I hope that you are as happy as you look in your picture. Yes, student loans. And you know what's so funny about that is like, shut up, Amber. Can you? Because I'm doing all the things right now. Like I invited my friends to the stream. I was like, hey, I want to go live for like a few minutes. Do you want to pop on? And nobody answered me. But that's okay. Well, no, Jenny answered me. Okay. Mallory, focus. What was I talking about? Shit, what was I even talking about? student loans. So when I made that video, I was like trying to be really clear about how I ended up in that situation. Not, thanks, Kitty. Not just Jake. Oh, just Jake, you told me your real name at one point, and I have since forgotten, which I apologize for, but thank you for this. This is so thoughtful. So the student loans, I talk about how I got to that point and like how our generation was like scammed into private student loans. Lori. And someone back when I was like in the thick of really debunking Huns, back in the day, they were like really trying to be like, maybe if you, I will, Amber, I will. They're like, maybe if you were in an MLM, you wouldn't have $75,000 in the student loan debt. And I was like, you didn't watch the video, clearly. Clearly you didn't watch the video. And also you don't understand how MLMs work if you think that joining an MLM would get me out of student loan debt. In fact, it would likely make it that I couldn't even afford to pay my student loans. So no, thank you. Okay, what time did I say that this video was going up? What time? I ordered my husband a Father's Day gift, and it was supposed to arrive today at 9:00. It's clearly not coming today. That makes me so angry. So angry. Okay. What time did I say that this video was going out? 10 a.m., 12 p.m. Okay. I really haven't figured out like what. Okay, so for those of you, is Mallory ever shortened to Lori? Just realized it kind of works as a name. No. You know what's funny? I have thought that before. That like, oh, maybe I could go by Lori, Mallory. It never became a thing. And I used to have, I go by either Mal or Mallory. My friends have been recently calling me Mal, but spelling it M-A-L-L, which all I read is mall. I'm like, let's go to the mall. No, I can't do it. So in any case, I had a hairdresser whose name, ironically, when I was growing up, his name was Dean, who was also a blonde-haired man. It's really funny that I used to have my hair done by a man named Dean who was blonde, and then I had a child, named him Dean, and he is also blonde. In any case, he would always call me Mallory, like just to be, funny. He'd be like, come on, Mallory. And then I thought I was being really funny and be like, let's go, Deanne. And I wondered if Lori would ever take, it's not like I ever tried to get anyone to call me that, but no one ever did. Put you in even more debt. Yes, 9 times. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if I join an MLM to like try and pay off my student loan debt, like, are you kidding me? I pay over $500 a month for my private student loan. Oh my God. But we were approaching my 3 years on this particular consolidation, which means when I have reached 3 years of making regular payments, which I have, I will finally be able to release my dad from being a co-signer. Amazing, right? So amazing. I wanted to give that to him for Christmas last year because they told me 2 years. I am certain they told me 2 years. And all of a sudden, it was 3 years. And I was like, well, you guys lied. You straight up lied. So that's fun. Also, funny rebranding story. So, a lot of I rebranded recently. And just like make sure that's clear. I had been planning this rebrand for months. I hadn't really settled on a name until mid-April. And then things happened. And I was like, when do I do it? And I was like, screw it. I'm just going to do it. Like, whatever. But my friend, she was like, hey, so she was a Perfectly Posh consultant. She was under me. She was my downline. She sends me this message and she goes, hey, the shakedown on YouTube has a 12-minute clip of a really problematic thing from these new people at Innovative. And I was like, the shakedown is me. Thank you for playing. did she? There she is. Guys, we have a special guest, Jenny Wild.
Hi.
Oh my God, Jenny, I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. What's happening?
It's so good to see your face.
This is fun. What are you doing? Special Sunday at Dish?
Sorry, I'm just so happy to see you. We haven't done this in so long. Sorry, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe seeing your face just like made me choke up for a minute.
Oh, and it's not a face built for TV or online today, but okay.
Your face is always built for TV and online. Let's not kid ourselves.
I wanted to know.
Okay, I missed what happened to your thumb. Please tell me what happened to your thumb.
Just that I was chopping some veggies for my little tuna salad sandwich. And I just got overly confident. Actually, you know what it was? I squeezed lemon into my little salad, and then I was like, let me be smart and super just like, just life hacky. And I chopped up the lemon really small, the lemon rind, to put in the disposal, because it's supposed to like kind of be an antiseptic, but also make it just smell fresh. And oh my God, this thing, I was walking around the kitchen like, do I put it in the air? I was going through paper towels. It's Father's Day. I'm like, get some gauze. I'm bleeding a lot. It was bad. Just a little slicey little tip. Oh,
just the tip. Okay, so I was just talking about my rebrand. Lori, thank you. I think that like changing the name was definitely a marketable thing. And Katie, thank you. This is so kind. But yes, I hope that smile is real. Jenny, I had pulled up a comment of Katie, and I was like, oh my gosh, her picture looks so lovely and happy. And I was like, I hope that you were genuinely happy behind that smile, because so often we put on smiles on Instagram and then we are like, I'm not actually that happy. Amber says, hey.
Hi.
Michelle says, I've been looking at Jenny's face editing all day. Yeah, well, you guys got to see each other. So just so the people who are on here know, like me and Jenny and Michelle and a couple other people, like, and Danielle and Roberta, like we talk like a lot, like throughout the days, but we have not had time to like jump on a live and just chat in a while. And I just, it's so good to see you.
Well, thank you. It's good to see you too. And I had some free time. We've just been watching TV, kind of doing a chill Father's Day here. And as far as your rebrand and content, I need to catch up on some things, because you interviewed a very dear person to me, because I was in Monat at the same time as Andy, and we left at the same time. So I cannot wait to dive into that.
Their interview is really good. But the funny thing is like the only problem with doing interviews and kind of like batch recording and then releasing them later after I've edited them is I like forget what we talk about. So then people are in the comments and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, did I say that? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I stand corrected.
Yes. How long does it take you? So from interview to kind of uploading it then and ready for
Well, typically, yeah. So like I'm trying to batch record this summer. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of interviews. So then when the school year starts, because I'm starting my master's in the fall. So like I want to still be present, but I don't have a lot of time. But typically if I have the time, I can record an interview. I try to keep them under an hour. And if there's not a lot of editing that needs done, I can have it done in like an hour and a half. And then I just upload it. Now, like the videos where I edit in a lot of cut-ins, like, you know, little clips here to cut things in, those take longer, but I've gotten so much better at actually, like, I know what I'm doing, boom, boom, boom. So it doesn't take me long. I think like the longest I've ever spent on one video was 4 hours, but that was broken up over the course of like a couple of days. So it wasn't that bad.
Do you have like a little library of media like that, like GIFs or memes or?
I do now. I didn't at first. I was constantly like, every time I'd be editing, I'm like, oh my God, why don't I have this saved? So I have to go back and do it again. So now I do have it saved, but yeah. And I have to next Monday. Oh, that's what I sent you a message about. Monday, I'm going to start recording the June episode of the Shakedown. Do you want to have a segment?
Oh yes, what were we thinking? My little anti-MLM
I was thinking like, well, either you could do anti-MLM quickie, you could do Jerry from the warehouse. You could do there. I did have an idea because the big situation that was revolving around, I'm not going to be too much longer. The big situation that was revolving around Posh, with Posh falling, was that they weren't paying their distributor. And so they were just holding all of the products hostage. So I was like, oh my God, what if Jerry from the warehouse works at this Posh distributor? And it's like, okay, so let me tell you about where all of the face wash and the face masks are. Like, I thought it would be so fun. So I have to give you a little bit more backstory, but I think that would be a great little segment.
That is potential for either like Jerry has a cousin or Jerry was brought in like special ops for this distribution.
It's Gary. We'll just pull a Parks and Recreation and do all of the different variations of Gary Gergich, but it's Jerry, Gary, Larry.
That's the thing. Like there is so many. I mean, I know a couple of creators who have done this before, but to talk to somebody that works within the corporate walls of MLM, I mean, because truly, we all know, I mean, because so many corporations and larger businesses, 50 or more employees, 150 more employees, there's tales to tell. There's tales to tell. We saw that with Lula Rich. We saw some corporate employees, some corporate designers that were like picking out the fabrics, drawing up some artwork, sending it to print for the leggings. I mean, I love that behind the scenes stuff. There is just offshoots of all kinds of perspectives.
You know what? That so the interview I did with a Posh consultant is anonymous for now. And I realized because I did it when I was I wasn't technically a vacation, but I was out of town. So I did it on my laptop. So I didn't have like all of my stuff. So editing that down to try and minimize his voice or distort his voice was going to take me way too long. Had I recorded it here, I would have been able to do a couple things beforehand to make it a lot easier for myself. So I was just like, listen, I'm not going to release your interview as like a separate video because I don't have the brain space or the time to do it. So I'm just going to use the info. But I just want to put out into the universe. I'm going to like send this out into the universe. If there is any corporate, not even just like Posh, any MLM person who is secretly who works at corporate, who is like not in the pyramid, but they are in the whole structure, and they want to talk anonymously. I would love to anonymously interview a corporate employee of any MLM, and just get their take on what things look like from that side.
Yes. Some of those sort of like unanswered questions. Like for me recently, it's come to light because a lot of people within Monat love to talk about their mentor or their incredible access to John Maxwell and Todd Duncan. Well, in my mind, what's going on is these are vendors that Monat has basically have on retainer to speak at a convention. Now they're just getting pretty routine about it. Okay, like we're going to have a contract with John Maxwell. Like he's got his own businesses, but he's working with Monat for this contract period. Todd Duncan is on salary for whatever. And for me, it's like, that's so interesting that you have these gurus who are clearly paid and just walking away to the bank just so they can tell the Monat uplines and leaders and be part of the corporate, narrative, keep the faith and keep strong through this recession, all these things, and just all that. It's like they're getting paid to be invested in you.
Right.
So that's where just like a lot of that begins is an you want to tell so many people in the bottom levels, first ranks, first top, where 93% of people sit. Is you wanted to say, it's not that they care about you or your confidence or getting out of your comfort zone or that you have been able to overcome this or that fear. You're not making money and they don't care if you don't. They just want you to stick around.
Yeah. Amber, I don't know. I don't know how I would get a corporate person. I just want to kind of put it out in the universe because I feel like it's not unrealistic to assume that of all the MLMs, there have to be, they know that we exist. They know that this community is here. And so I have to think that there are people who work in the corporate headquarters that know our content exists and consume it because maybe they're like, I can't lose my job right now, but we find this super interesting. So I don't
Absolutely.
know how I would find them, but I just feel like if I put it out in the universe that
Yeah.
I would love to talk to someone completely anonymously. Claire wants to know, did you come back to social media?
I've
Did you
taken a
ever
few.
really leave fully?
I I've just been quiet, and I've been contemplative and just kind of busy in personal life. But it's true. I was telling Mallory, remember like a couple weeks ago, Mallory, I was saying like, I remember 12 months ago at this time, it was this time of year, because I remember it being warm in my car, and I would take my little breaks from work or wait for my kids outside of their sports or what have you, and have that time to just do a quick TikTok. Or I would be like, I can't wait to talk about this. I've been ruminating on this point about how cult-like this or that aspect of Monat was, or MLMs are. So let me quickly film something. And I had that drive to do it. And I think that's how I built really fast on TikTok, or had, I don't know, just acquired some following, some audience. And it's like, I'm still jazzed to talk about stuff. I think I just need to, tap into what was exciting about it and fun, what made it fun for me to do.
Right.
And on Instagram, I am more active in stories probably than the regular feed. Reels has been acting up. I was so proud of a reel the other day. I spent 45 minutes on it, and then it just wouldn't upload. And I was so frustrated, and then I just lost it. The draft is gone, and it's like, oh, that's
I know. I felt so bad. You sent us that screenshot, and I was like, oh my God, look, she just has so many reels. I hope you don't mind my saying, Jenny, but like, you've just, because there's not like 1,000 people watching, but you've just been someone that I through this past, almost year, because when I started in September, it's, June now, you've been somebody that like, I just know if I go to Jenny with any of these things that I am dealing with, she's going to give me the blunt and honest truth. And we're really going to talk through this like pragmatically and thoughtfully, and really, I trust you so completely. And I don't think I would have, I'm so grateful for you. And, because the breaks that we and I have both taken, you've kind of been there with me through it. And I just really, that's why I'm so glad to see your face. I haven't had a chance to really tell you how much I appreciate everything you've done for me this past months.
You must know, I feel the same. I feel like all along, since knowing you and collaborating with you and watching your accounts and your POVs on MLMs and getting to know you, I feel like we're kindred spirits. We got the theater background, we got the razzmatazz, in our delivery. But truly, Mallory, like, right back at you, and I appreciate that so much. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Because I feel the same way.
I thank you, because it's like it's funny, because when I was going through all this stuff, and I was like telling my mother-in-law, I was like, oh, well, I have like a couple of friends that I like really talk to, and she's like, where'd you meet them? And I'm like, the internet. She's like, and I'm like, no, like Jenny's a good one. Like, they're, these are the ones that I know that, that they know me and I know them, and like I just hope that we can all. Like, it just sucks, because I know Michelle, like, we were trying to get together this July, and Michelle's like, we got to make a decision. And I was like, it's like gas prices and the price of plane tickets are just ridiculous. Like, it's just impossible. Like, there's just no way that we can really make it realistically happen right now. And you've got stuff going on. It's just too much. So, but anyhow.
Well, the online relationships can be tricky, and they can be such an interesting little enigma to figure out, because and we're all just kind of. I feel like it can be cut fast. Someone, we can come in hot, and we can be. I feel like, just from seeing your content, we might have a lot in common, and sometimes it's just not that way. I also feel like a lot of times as well, we can share something with each other of a personal nature, or even about MLMs or what have you. But when you're getting vulnerable with people that you've met online, or you feel you can trust, it's almost like a way to hear yourself back. Like, if I can just, it's not into a vacuum. It's definitely landing on or with people. And we'll kind of leave you messages like that. Like, if you're in a space to hear this now, cool, but forewarning, here's what I'm going through. And it's just nice, because it's nice and it's safe. And I appreciate you so much as well.
Well, and it's just like you and Danielle and Jessica Hickson were three specifically. Like I remember, what was it, like March, April, sometime in there, where I was like getting a little bit of pushback, and I asked you guys like individually, I was like, okay, like tell it to me straight. What's going on with my content? Like, am I being offensive? And you guys were all like, okay, well, let's look at it like realistically. And Hickson was like, sometimes you can be polarizing. She's like, but it's because you're passionate. It's because you like really believe in what you're saying. She's like, but and the thing that really drove home for me was when Danielle said, she's like, you have to remember that no matter what your political beliefs are on things that are super important to me, like pro-choice and, trans rights and LGBTQ rights and things like that, there are people who are getting out of MLMs who are trying to leave their MLM, but their political beliefs might be very different than mine. Mm-hmm. And so Danielle was like, so you kind of have to make that choice of like, okay, is my platform going to be just like, I want to say whatever I want to say, and I'm just going to do whatever I want? Or are you like genuinely trying to help people and reach them and not make them feel alienated for their beliefs being different? And I was like, oh my God, yes. Yeah. Like that's the point. Like that's what I'm trying to do. But when I let my personal beliefs and feelings, and you guys were just like so honest with me, and like I shed some tears because I was like, ah. But when you come to terms with that, it's like, okay. And like that was the thing I needed to hear. And you guys talked me through it. And it was just like, it can be hard when you're like, because especially like it sucks when you want to just be like, I just want to go on my stories and say whatever the heck I want to say.
Yeah. And maybe not anti-MLM necessarily, but you see successful influencers or creators or people who are monetized or have huge followings who are absolutely that. They can kind of like give 0 Fs and just go and say, and like, I come away like my stomach hurts. Like, are they okay? Can they sleep at night? Like, are they getting, and there's hate in the comments and there's trolling and everything. And it's just like online isn't for everyone. And we see it every day too. We see people leaving TikTok by choice or kind of walking away from 500,000 followers by choice because Elise Myers had a breakdown the other day. I mean, it's like, it's very real. That like
and it's, but what's also interesting is when I shared a lot of what was going on with like my in real life friends, and a couple of them were just like, this doesn't matter. Like none of this is real. And I was like, except that it is. Yeah. Except that it is real. And it does matter because the help that I have given people is real help. And the relationship that you and I have, and me and Michelle and me and Danielle, like the relationships we have built are real. And when things start to fall away, it's just not as easy of being like, well, they're just people on the internet. Like, let's just, okay, whatever. It's not that easy.
Right.
And I have created, I hope, a community of people here where we all can trust each other and people feel like they can trust me. And so when that trust feels like it's broken, I can't just say like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's just the internet. Well, it's not just the internet to me, especially because I was talking earlier before you came on about like my job and like I teach virtually. So like my whole life is virtual, like everything I do. So like it means more to me that I am building a community of people who can look to me and say, I trust what she's going to say. And I trust that if I give her feedback, she's going to hear it and understand it and not get combative. And when that gets challenged or questioned, it's not just something I can just, let roll off of me. I really have to like sit with it and marinate and reflect. So, I think that's awesome.
I think that's awesome. And then at the same time, we do have to realize, hold your head high, have integrity, make the choices that do, okay, at the end of the day, am I causing harm or is this a safe place? But also, we're not for everybody. Like everybody's not for us. And if I'm a recovering people pleaser lifelong. So I got to remember too, I can't, like the other day I did like some kind of dumb, it's dumb, but it's like, I was just motivated to put out an Amber Heard reaction kind of thing to these NBC interviews. Not everybody likes it. I gotta I'm unfollowing, It's like, well, okay, because that's fine. We're different perspectives, different backgrounds. You're entitled. I also just, you know what I mean? So we are us and we do come with what we come with to the table. And so we got to realize as well that it's not for everyone.
And I think the thing that was like the hardest thing for me, like the hardest comment that I would get from a couple, it wasn't like a lot, but the hardest comment that I sometimes get is like when people think that like even a conversation like this, they say this doesn't seem genuine. It seems like you're trying to do this, that, and the other. And it's like, it's a really frustrating world we live in, where when you try to be genuinely kind or good or show who you are, there are so many people who are cynical.
Yeah.
That they take your kindness as, well, what's her motive? Why are they being so nice? What are they trying to get? And I'm like,
that's a good point.
I just care. I just want you to know that somebody cares. And they get like, so it's very
Mallory, and a lot of the last couple of months can be like, I just have the curiosity, or I'm just ambitious, or I just don't have the patience to wait. So I'm going to ask the question now. So I'm going to act on it. So I'm going to DM somebody. And it's like, a lot of it can be pointed back to like, not nefarious, malicious, right? So yeah,
Lori brought up a good point. I think I told you this before, but I do not agree with most of your political social views, but also understand that not does not necessarily make me right or wrong, or you right or wrong. And you know what, Lori, I think that's a really good point, because so let's just like real quick, because I wasn't going to go too long, and I do need to hop off here, but I want to kind of address this for a second, because genuinely, like generally around 2016, like let's just call it like when this all kind of started with me being super politically passionate, I had a hard time understanding this point of view, because for a lot of things in my brain, it is to me like right or wrong, but I've had to really learn and grow about how I express that, about how I approach it, because even if, for example, Lori, there's something that, you know, we fundamentally disagree on, and even if in my core, I believe that I am right, that doesn't mean that you necessarily are wrong, or that we can't have a polite discord about it. And when I started social media, it became with me just being like, you're wrong, you're an idiot, you don't think this. And I've had to really reflect and grow. And I have changed a lot over the past 6 or so years. Like, because yeah, Lori, like you and I, if you had met me 6 years ago, you'd been like, that girl is a crazy leftist and I want nothing to do with her. And I'm working really hard to be better about that, because it's just, it doesn't
like you can temper passion with your moral ground, with wanting to connect with people. It's like a whole meshing of, my battery's going to die soon, but the whole idea of, I like to, like what you were kind of talking about before as well, benefit of the doubt. Like, do we lose the especially online where it's easy to just be, I feel like their intentions are this. And so not everybody's given the benefit of a doubt before just, you know, and like, but also my favorite saying lately is a healthy dose of skepticism.
Well, right. And that's the thing. It's like I truthfully had no intentions of going live tonight.
Yeah.
But my husband was having a hard time putting Margot down. So I was like, all right, that's going to take a while. My son stays up till 10 now. And I needed to edit. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hop on live and just talk and see who's on. And then this conversation happened. But there are people who are going to be like, she got online to say this and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, this is how I ended up online. But, you know, it's like,
I know.
There's a certain type of skin that you have to grow. It's not even just, this comment makes me so happy, but there's like, they say you have to have a thick skin to be in theater, to be in show business, to be online. But I think to be online, you have to have a different type of thick skin that goes beyond social, that goes beyond, you know, the professional performance industry or things like that. It is, I don't know what it needs to be made out of, but it's got to be different to just survive this space. Ooh,
right.
My microphone.
Right.
So
I'm glad. No, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? I used to think my mother was being very negative, always so negative, to just raise an eyebrow and be like, well, you know, and this is like what I feel like lately, because MLMs, and you know that question that's going around TikTok, that big stitch right now, that's just like, name something that's a scam, but it's been so normalized with us, we don't realize it's a scam. I'm like, favorite question ever. Let's get into it. You know, insurance, funerals, America. But I love it. Listen, but it does, be balanced with like, we go all in on skepticism. We're not going to trust
Mhm.
anybody. We're not going to connect with anybody. We're going to be guarded, and we're going to kind of lose out on some things. But if we give some people benefit of the doubt, or over time, actions can compound and show. And I just feel like, just do you. You're doing great things and helping so many people, and you'll continue to do that.
I love you, Jenny.
I love you too. I love you too. You guys have a good Sunday.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hop off too. But everybody, Jenny, thanks for being here, and it was good seeing you guys. I'll go live again soon. We'll do more lives for sure. All right, bye guys.